We need our weave. I don't wear it, but we need it.
We are absolutely winning right now. Absolutely. We have done more than change the conversation. We changed the balance of power in the federal government.
My show had value, and that, I'm sorry, that what I was doing had value.
Ayo, Quantic, run them bands up.
I've been all alone. No one left to hold.
So be. April jobs report, Black women lost 106,000 extra jobs, most among all workers. Latest figures show that joblessness for Black women surged by 106,000 last month. Crazy numbers, crazy numbers, y'all. Welcome to the show, everybody. Hit that like button for me. It seems like the Trump administration hasn't really been that good for Black women. Getting rough out there. And honestly, while we're having this conversation about Black fatigue and why everybody hates the Negro and all these things, I think it's an interesting addition to the conversation because a lot of the people that I've been listening to, a lot of what I've heard so far has been in the personal realm. You know, I've had this or that type of encounter repeatedly, and so it builds up a type of reputation, and this is where the fatigue starts to set in now. But I think there's another realm of fatigue we can explore, and that's in the professional realm. People are tired of DEI. People are tired of diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives because more often than not, what DEI winds up becoming is a fat Black woman in a room full of professionals telling them everybody is racist, right? They're all white, mind you. And most people are just tired of hearing that message. And so what you get right now is not only a rollback of DEI, which it was happening in a smaller degree before Trump even got elected. You know, some of the companies were looking at the numbers and they just realized this isn't really hitting, you know. But now Trump has done a huge rollback on DEI with his Doge investigations, cutting out the fat, as they call it, and a lot of people are celebrating. People are happy to see this go, even if it means 106,000 Black women are out of a job so far. I call that DEI fatigue. We're going to talk about that and, well, pretty much that today. This is the show. Thank you all for pulling up. Hit that like button, guys. Shout out to the Midwest Request donating memberships. Welcome to the church. I want to take you over here to an article from Forbes magazine that came out not long after the election, January 23rd. Five policy changes under Trump that will impact Black women. I'm not even going to read the whole thing to you, but let's just look at the bullet points here. Black women have long been a focal demographic at the intersection of economic, social, and political changes in the United States. In this instance, policies implemented during Trump's former presidency and the potential for their return with his reelection will have implications for the outlook of this demographic. Here are 5 ways these policies might impact Black women. So, changes to reproductive health and rights. That's one. So, you know, chop shops. Diversity, equity, and inclusion. DEI shifts. Let's read this one. On his first day back in office, Trump vowed to undo the progress made in creating diverse workplaces by terminating federal DEI programs and reversing protections for transgender individuals. A day after his inauguration, the Trump administration also issued an executive order rescinding years of affirmative action practices in the federal government and ordering that federal DEI workers be placed on leave. For Black women who often experience a lot of systemic workplace barriers and appear in the workforce as double minorities due to their race and gender, such rollbacks could hamper the pathways for equity at work, leaving Black women vulnerable to discrimination with fewer institutional mechanisms for recourse. Again, this is Forbes magazine back in January. 5 policy changes under Trump that will impact Black women. Changes to reproductive health and rights is the first. DEI is the second. Updated tariff policies. Listen to this. This is funny. Entrepreneurship has offered a realistic path for Black women to achieve financial independence. A national survey by Goldman Sachs in 2024 indicated that 61% of Black women view entrepreneurship as a necessary pathway to wealth creation, a point of view shared by only 42% of the general U.S. adult population. Trump's tariff policies, especially on imported goods, could negatively affect industries where Black women are prominently represented, including beauty, retail, and healthcare. Beauty. You know how tariffs affect Black women in the beauty market? You understand what they're talking about? Weave tax. It's the goddamn weave tax. Trump is making weave more expensive. The dastardly devil. He's making weave. He's put a markup on weave. That yaki gonna cost a little bit more, baby.
We need our weave. I don't wear it, but we need it.
Weave markup. Yeah. Yeah. Healthcare access and chronic health disparities. I don't realize Trump is going to hurt Black women's healthcare access. They must be talking about that that other kind of healthcare that's not really healthcare, but you already mentioned that. Anyway, civil rights limitations. Scaling back the Department of Justice's civil rights oversight under Trump raised concerns among advocacy groups. The weakened enforcement of anti-discrimination laws in housing, education, and employment disproportionately impacts Black women who often face intersecting forms of bias. The regression of these protections could heighten systemic challenges, leaving Black women vulnerable to exploitation and discrimination. This is impactful, specifically because, according to a study from Duke University, Black women are less likely to be believed when they report discrimination, which can result in inadequate consequences for discriminatory practices. So Forbes magazine was just predicting. They knew under Trump, life is going to get a little bit more difficult for the B-dubs out there. Chinese horsehair going up, Section 8 going down, jobs not hiring, DEI hires no more. Things are getting cold in these streets, man. You lucky it's summertime. You lucky it's actually summertime. You can be homeless in your car during the summer. It's not that hard. It's a little bit of adventure, you know what I mean? But winter is coming. No matter what time of year you are in, remember, winter is coming. Winter is always coming. Black college seniors graduating into soft labor market and reduced DEI practices. Oh boy. Hope you didn't go to college to get a DEI degree. If you graduated with a Black studies major, with a women's studies major, you major in ethnic cultural norms or whatever, it's looking a little bit frosty out there, man. You should have learned how to code. Really. You should have learned to code. Howard University senior Desmond Rozier had his sights set on the federal government to begin this year. The 22-year-old who graduated this month with a bachelor's degree in political science and economics major planned to apply to the Department of Education, but cuts to the department's workforce and the Trump administration's efforts to ditch anything related to diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives prompted him to change course. Rozier, a first-generation college student, said President Donald Trump's campaign promised to dismantle the Department of Education, and his moves to put the plan in motion once he entered the White House left him feeling discouraged. Rozier is one of 4 Black students who spoke with NBC News about graduating into a job market that has seen DEI rollbacks, less outward enthusiasm for recruiting Black workers, and signs of a cool down in hiring for everyone. Now, interesting thing is Trump just made a bunch of deals and reset the whole table, economically speaking, with tariffs and whatnot. We could easily see hiring turn around in a couple of weeks, right? But the DEI hiring is definitely out. Later on, it says he plans to leverage his experiences in working local and state and government by working grassroots politics in his home state of Maryland, blah, blah, blah. DEI has been politicized in a way to mean if you're Black, you don't deserve a job, said a Syracuse University student who asked not to be named for fear of professional repercussions. DEI is putting a chill on the hiring. For academics and professionals alike, Daniel Catalan, a professional resume writer, said he'd advise students to consider avoiding certain words that may be red flags under Trump's DEI directives, including Black, BIPOC, and DEI. The word Black itself is a red flag when you're hiring. You know what? I got to stop checking Black on the little bubble. If they ask you what your race and ethnicity is, I'm just going to refuse to answer from now on. Black is a bad thing if you're trying to get a new job. Black, BIPOC, and DEI. Keep those words off your resume. But yeah, times are getting tough out there on the job front. People are not going to want to hire a lot of Black people going forward with the assumption that you're going to be a woke headache. Nobody wants a woke headache at their job.
They made that flight. You did. And you think, you're going to check me in. I bet you we won't.
I paid for a ticket.
And you didn't pay $25 for agent assistant, and you checked in 3 hours later. Hello.
I just said that I
gonna get on your flight.
I just said that I would pay the $25.
And you thought you were gonna get on your flight. And you thought you were gonna get on your flight. And you thought you were gonna get on your flight. And you thought you were gonna get on your flight.
I literally paid for a ticket. I'm here 30 minutes. I'm here 30 minutes before my flight, and they're not letting me check in.
And you're not getting on your flight.
Because it's a policy. We don't control that.
And you will never fly.
You were about to let me check in. You were about to let me check in, and you decided that you ain't gonna let me check in.
Make me check you in.
You literally work for a company that I bought a plane ticket for. I'm here 30 minutes before the flight.
Can you please leave, sir?
No.
Can you please leave my personal space?
I'm not in your personal space. This is not your personal space.
This is my stationery.
This is not your personal space. You work for a company. This is not your personal space.
We ain't gotta worry about it. We ain't gotta worry about it.
You don't have to worry about it. You're literally not doing your job for a customer that has paid for a plane ticket to get home.
I told you to stop putting the camera on me, sir.
I'm literally here at Frontier. I bought a ticket and they are not letting me check in. For no reason whatsoever.
Well, you said you're never flying the airline again, so we might as well help you out and have you not fly the airline.
I've already bought a ticket. I've literally already bought a ticket, and this is your reaction.
white folks need to stop with this DEI this and DEI this. Just call me and like your ancestors did. Just call me it with a hard R and we can move on. I can beat your ass, move on about my day. Because at this point, all these folks are talking about the DEI mayor of Baltimore. How he was elected with over 70% of the vote, and it is a majority black city. A white person getting in office in Baltimore would be DEI. So we hear DEI this and DEI this. DEI is didn't earn it. DEI is it. Just call us the N-word. Just say it with your chest. Channel the spirit of your ancestors and just do it at this point, because y'all look a mess. And that's the thing with racism is they're not scared to be racist because they're obviously being racist with these terms that they're using, but they just don't stand on business and say it with their chest. And they should do that. I'm just tired of seeing it. And especially the guy who's on Twitter talking about DEI this and DEI that. Like, his mom is, and people keep bringing up his mom, and he's like, why are y'all bringing up my mom? Why are you being racist and expecting people not to tell you to go dig your mother up?
That was Elijah Schaefer she's talking about. I remember that incident. He said something about Haley Bailey's eyes, and Black Twitter was smoking on his mom's pack for like a week, bro. That was wild.
And instead of publicly calling us the N-word, they use racist epithets and suggest that we're ghetto or unqualified or diversity hires, even though we're all more, oftentimes than not, more educated and qualified than they are. I have news for you. These attacks are not new because Jim Crow never died. He just lied in wait. They've always attacked diversity, and instead of publicly calling us the N-word.
Shout out to Joey Montana with the 199 super chat. Real Knucka reparations. Thank y'all so much for pulling up. It's DEI fatigue. Black women lose over 100,000 jobs under Trump, guys. Starting to figure out why. Seems there's a lot in common with Black women's recent explosion of success, you know?
Hey y'all, I am Melissa Butler. I am the founder and CEO of The Lip Bar. The Lip Bar has been in Target since 2017, and we are the largest Black-owned makeup company in Target. So, of course, we were disappointed, just like many of you, when we learned that they were rolling back their DEI initiatives. But I will say, even though I'm disappointed, I'm not that surprised. I always thought that the 2020 commitments were a farce. Like, anything that is forced is going to be a farce. And I think part of it is because Trump is emboldening companies to reverse commitments that they never wanted to do in the first place.
That means Trump is setting them free. If these are commitments they never wanted to do in the first place, and now Trump has allowed them to stop doing something that you just said they were forced into, smells like freedom to me.
And that is not just.
We should get a scented candle that smells like freedom. I'd buy that.
True for Target. I think it's true for a lot of companies. But I think also beyond that, and this is me being honest with y'all, I am always going to be honest, a lot of the brands that they launched didn't do well. Did not do well. We have been in Target since 2017. And in my, it's been a long time. In my 8 years in Target, I've seen them kick out 8 brands, not because they were Black, not because they were woman-owned, not because they were Latina-owned, so on and so forth, just because they didn't perform. And so someone asked me, what will this mean for the Lip Bar? Will this DEI rollback impact you guys? And truth is, I don't know yet. I don't know yet from a Target perspective. Right now, things are still business as usual. We are still growing significantly at Target, which is a blessing. So the immediate risk is that, if all of our consumers boycott Target, then, that will absolutely impact us. And a lot of people are saying, like, well, I would rather shop you on your site. Great. Listen, here's the thing. I understand. I too am disappointed, and you have the ability to take your dollar wherever you feel most comfortable. So if you want to shop us at Walmart or Target or Amazon or on our website or in our store in Detroit, do it. But if you don't want to shop us at any of those places, I understand that too, because we do have power in our dollars. But I do want to make sure that we are aware that
no more money for you. It's lazy. You lazy. You lazy. No more money for you.
Shout out to Big Time with the $5 super chat. He says, aren't 50% of all Black women who graduate college employed by the U.S. government? Yeah, I think the number might be closer to 60, actually. I'm not sure on the hard number of it, but yeah, I've heard a high number. 50 is the floor. I think it's higher than 50, honestly. Black America has a very incestuous relationship with the federal government. That's one of the things that needs to be broken.
We are absolutely winning right now. Absolutely. We have done more than change the conversation. We changed the balance of power in the federal government.
Yeah, we're getting reports of it in the mid 60s here, 64, 65. Yeah, it's a high number. It really is. I mean, and to be fair, they're trying something. They got the Crown Act. They're doing things for themselves with the number. Summer Lee and these other two chicks behind her, they just put forward a reparations bill in the House.
Our government, no matter who is in power, has an obligation to right these wrongs, to provide reparations for descendants of enslaved Africans, to eliminate the racial wealth gap, to uplift the Black community. White supremacy is rampant in this country. Just look at the current administration and our own legislative body. They have contributed to the social and economic harms, to racial terror Black folks have experienced in this country. Now, more than ever, we must acknowledge and repair those harms. Our government, no matter who is in power, has an obligation to right these wrongs.
Yeah, they putting a reparations bill out. They didn't try to put one out under Biden, though. They knew better not to test Biden like that. He would have hit him with the pimp hands so strong. They'd have been like, ooh, daddy, I'm sorry.
I don't remember which celebrity, but it was actually a celebrity. And I was like, I don't know, that's not necessarily a bad idea. But I'd have to think through it a lot. One of the things that they propose is Black folk not have to pay taxes for a certain amount of time, because then again, that puts money back in your pocket. But at the same time, it may not be as objectionable to some people about actually giving out dollars. But obviously, then you start dealing with the different tax brackets and things like that. And that's one of the reasons that, we argue the reparations make sense, because so many Black folk, not only do you owe for the labor that was stolen and killed and all the other things, right? But the fact is, like, we end up being so far behind.
Have you guys heard about the Black woman who was the leader of the Mongol invasion?
After 136 years, victory is ours, and it is the wish of our leader, Melvin 392. We shall.
Yeah, this is from the new Civilization game. I refuse to play anything beyond Civilization 4 at this point. But this is from the new Civilization game. I'm glad I jumped off when I did.
Call this land Puddington!
But why Puddington, my lady?
Melvin.
My lady of the cornrows. Yes, yes, way big time. Yes, all the way. 'Tis my lady of the cornrows. A great conqueror was she.
392's glorious sweet tooth craves sugary spoils. One more turn! After 100.
Yeah, you know what, American man?
Make it stop. Make the hurt stop, please. Like,
There you go, bro. I'm with you, man. I just want the hurt to stop. I do. But not everybody wants the hurt to stop. People don't understand that there is hurt.
So yesterday I was watching the NFL draft, and a lot of black guys got picked in the first round. But do y'all know all them black guys who got picked in the first round yesterday had a white girl sitting at their table, a white woman sitting at their table representing them, no sisters.
A white woman, no sisters? How you not gonna have no sisters? He said all of them was at that table with a white woman and not one sister. You got to have at least one sister.
When I die, I'ma go to Snow Bunny Heaven. Snow Bunny Heaven.
It was no sisters.
No sisters.
With these guys when they got drafted. This is where we headed? Once you get success, you just automatically just leave a sister out. I mean, is this a trend now? Is this a trend? Because every one of them who stood up and hugged their family, it was a white girl right there.
Damn, white girls stay winning, huh? It's crazy how them white girls stay winning. I wonder what they be doing. I wonder what them white girls be doing that they stay winning like that. I can't put my finger on it. I can't.
I just don't know where this shit is heading, man. Like, come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. It's some great goddamn sisters out here that could have been sitting at that table with y'all yesterday. It's a lot of great black women out here, man. But
there's a lot of great black women out here, man. And a lot of them ain't got no job right now, man. What they need is a strong black man to help them get themselves together right now, man. There's at least 106,000 sisters all over the country, man, that need a black man to come through right in the nick of time and help a sister out, man. You gonna help a sister out, man, in her time of struggle?
But it seems like once y'all get a taste of that success, man, the first thing y'all go do is want to go get y'all a white girl, man. You know, you can love who you can love. I'm okay with that. But to see all them black men yesterday not have a sister at the table with them, not have a high school girlfriend at the table with them.
Not one high school sister, not one. That's bad, man. Y'all looking bad out here, man.
Not have a childhood girlfriend at the table with them, but a white girl. But this what success is, man, to these black guys, man. I'm telling y'all, once they get a little fame, get a little money, get a little success, they gonna get them a white girl immediately and just erase the sisters from their lives, man.
Erase a sister from their lives, man. Just erase the sister. Just gone. Just erased it. That's terrible, man. Why would you do that? You guys are horrible examples of the black men coming up. We need strong black men. Strong back black men to support the sisters.
I have black mother privilege. And I'm going to start breaking that down for y'all.
We need strong black men, all right? We need y'all black men out here to support the sisters, man.
It was just sad to see, man. I'm not against who you don't love and all. I'm just saying, not one sister, brothers, not one sister at the table yesterday.
Not one sister, man. Not
32 one. Draft picks, not one sister. Shit is fucking insane, man.
It's crazy, man. It's insane, man.
It's Uncle Remus, spinning his warm, funny stories.
What black women are doing, I don't care. They're their own group. When they decide to work with us, they will. Otherwise, they won't. And they don't have to. They have their own power, their own productivity. They don't need us for anything. And I'm okay with that.
The key to happiness is to eliminate all black women from your life. I mean, look at me. No black women in my life. Look how happy I am. I'm happy as a nigga with a new gun.
Now, Ruckus, that is preposterous.
What's up, y'all? Did you miss me? Because I definitely have an opinion.
Why y'all ain't trying to marry one of these sisters like this right here, man? She would be good for one of you upstanding tech brothers or something, man.
I got a problem with these Trump folks. It's not that y'all, it's not that they're corrupt, although they are. It's not that they're evil, although they are. It's not that they're women-hating, racist, unqualified dickheads.
You got me with the women-hating racist part. You know, that might be true, technically, especially by your modern definitions, but stop looking at my dick.
Who couldn't run a Dunkin' Donuts without burning it down? No, my problem is these people are goofy-ass mother.
You know, it's weird that while the internet is having this conversation about black fatigue, the Daily Show would bring her up to calm everybody down, right? She's totally chilling the whole black fatigue conversation right now. Don't you feel less fatigued just looking at her?
I thought Reagan was bad, but at least he knew how to talk. I thought Bush was bad, but at least he has a hilarious name.
These are supposed to be jokes, by the way. I don't know if you guys caught that. I don't see a lot of smiley faces in the chat, but these are supposed to be jokes, you know.
But what do we have now? J.D. Vance, RFK Jr., and Elon Musk. I cannot believe America is going to be ended by these loser incels.
There's supposed to be a joke in there somewhere. Maybe she's angry and that's the joke. Like we're supposed to laugh because she's an angry black woman. Ha ha ha. It's not a joke. It's not funny. I'm so fatigued right now. Tired of staring up her giant nostrils.
That's not how I plan to go out. I was going to go out nestled peacefully between the two Michael B. Jordans.
There's two of them niggas now? Did Hollywood clone them niggas? What happened? What did I miss? I'm not gonna watch the movie Sinners anytime soon, so I don't know. I'm out of that part on black culture. I don't know what happened, but did they clone that nigga? That's crazy.
But instead, we get Elon Musk, who is doing this dumb shit.
Elon, I love the double hat, by the way. He's the only one that can do that. Get away with it.
Well, Mr. President, they say I wear a lot of hats. Even my hat has a hat.
Elon is funnier than you. And Elon is an autistic weirdo technically, but that's actually funny. That's automatically funny, technically. Watching him just be him, you'll just laugh. But you, I don't want to laugh. You make my soul angry.
Cut that goofy shit out. This is a cabinet meeting. Have some damn respect. This is official shit. How is this guy firing people? If this guy gave me a pink slip, I'd give his ass a black eye.
True Hype with the $2 super chat. Her face makes me think about fatigues. You mean like army clothes? Her face makes you think of war in the jungle at night with gorillas around making noises and stuff. That's what her face makes you think about. This is a crazy face, man. I'm looking at her face right now and I gotta pull back I gotta pull back. She got a face like it'll suck you into the abyss. Like her anger is gravitational. Like you will get sucked into her anger, and then you can't escape. And now you become like her weird sex slave or something.
Why don't you fire one of them hats, bitch? And by the way, how you gonna read Mr. Jokes when you don't even know when you're hearing a joke?
What's more challenging, going to Mars or taking on Washington?
Going to Mars.
He was kidding, you goofy mother.
Her whole comedy is literally black woman being angry. All of her jokes are like words, 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 be angry. Words, 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 words again, be angry. Cut to the video, come back angry. That's her whole comedy routine.
What is wrong with you? And how you got so many kids? Because I wouldn't you with my enemies for.
Words, 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 something vulgar. I forgot, vulgar is a part of the word. Words, 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 something vulgar, words, words, black women being angry.
And I hate that bitch. I would rather a turkey baster. Hell, I'd rather a turkey.
Yeah, I'm sure after the turkey, you would eat it. After you were done with the turkey, you would just eat it. I know.
The president fired the Librarian of Congress. Why did he choose to do that?
We felt
he fired the Librarian of Congress, you guys. I played a clip of the niece of the librarian complaining about her aunt getting fired not too long ago. Trump fired, he's firing librarians, all right? I want you to understand how dangerous this man is right now. Even librarians are not safe. You thought you were going to hide in the library behind a stack of books? They'll never find a nigga behind the books. Nope, got that bitch. We out of here.
The president fired the Librarian of Congress. Why did he choose to do that?
we felt she did not fit the needs of the American people. There were quite concerning things that she had done at the Library of Congress in the pursuit of DEI and putting inappropriate books in the library for children. And we don't believe that she was serving the interests of the American taxpayer well. So she has been removed from her position, and the president is well within his rights to do that.
The president fired the Librarian of Congress. Why did he choose to do that?
Because she was old, black, and woke. That's why she's gone. She was too old, she was too black, and she was too woke, all right? One of those things by itself, you might have been able to save yourself, right? Two of those things is definitely a no-no. But all three, that was a trifecta, a nigfecta. You couldn't make it. You were never going to make it, lady. It is what it is. Black women decimated by job loss and Trump economy. This is from Black Press USA. They say they are the voice of the black community. Wow, that's big stuff. They're the voice. They like speak for the Negroes and stuff. Wow, okay. The voice of the black community. All right, let's hear it, voice. Written by Stacey M. Brown. I hate niggas named Stacey. The number of employed black women dropped from 10.325 million in March to 10.219 million in April. Their unemployment rate jumped from 5.1% to 6.1%, the largest month-to-month increase among all racial and gender groups. All of y'all are doing better than the B-Dub right now. Everybody's winning. Everybody doing better than the B-Dub right now. It's crazy how that happened. They were doing so well. It was all good just a week ago. I'm trying to tell you.
We are absolutely winning right now. Absolutely. We have done more than change the conversation. We changed the balance of power in the federal government.
Everybody must eat. Everybody must eat. Everybody must eat. Everybody must eat. Yes.
Yeah, man, it was all good just a week ago. According to newly released data from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, Black women experienced the steepest job loss of any demographic group in April, shedding 106,000 jobs. The April report shows a significant setback for Black women in the labor market, even as the U.S. economy added 177,000 jobs, and the national unemployment rate held steady at 4.2%. The number of employed Black women dropped from 10.325 million in March to 10.219 million in April. Their unemployment rate jumped from 5.1% to 6.1%, the largest month-to-month increase among all racial and gender groups. Among other findings, the labor force participation rate for Black women edged to around 61.2%, indicating a loss in employment and a possible decline in overall workforce engagement. The unemployment rate for white women remained unchanged at 3.3%. Hispanic women's unemployment also held at 4.6%. Women in other groups generally do not face the dual barriers of racial and discrimination that Black women contend with, a factor in the jobless rate gap. You just had to put that last line in there, right? Because you're the voice of the community. The overall Black unemployment rate rose to 6.3% in April, up from 6.2% in March, making the third straight monthly increase and the highest rate since January. The highest rate since January. In contrast, Black men saw a gain in employment, dropping their jobless rate from 6.1 to 5.6. Oh, pat yourselves on the back, everybody. All the Black men, come on, little back patting right there. Pat yourselves on the back, boys. Asian Americans had the lowest unemployment rate in April at 3.0%, while the rate for Hispanic Americans was 5.2 and 3.8% for white Americans. HBCU Money reported that the number of Black women employed is now at a 5-month low. While the number of unemployed Black women is at a 5-month high. Economist William Michael Cunningham, owner of Creative Investment Research, told Black Enterprise that the number of unemployed Black Americans increased by 29,000 in April, reaching nearly 1.4 million. At the same time, the total Black labor force declined by 7,000. The unusual nature of this increase in Black women's unemployment is a testament to and the direct result of the anti-DEI and anti-Black focus of the new administration's policies, Cunningham said. This is demonstrably damaging to the Black community, something we have not seen before. Now, I think Cunningham's a gay-adjacent woke nigga. Never mind what Cunningham said. This is amazing work for the Black community. Now, I like the idea of the men having more and better jobs than the women. That's as it should be. That's the norm of things, technically. The fact that you had DEI to artificially create an imbalance is a more and more reason to hate DEI, especially if you're a Black man, especially if you're one of these like manosphere types. Because I hate the fact that we have this weird duality in the Black manosphere where you're upset with the behavior of Black women and the authority that Black women seem to have earned over the years, yet you actually tacitly support that very authority, and then that means you support the behavior, because nobody wants to connect the politics to the behavior. But here we are, the DEI initiative. If Trump is anti-black, right? Think about that for a minute. Trump is anti-black, and that results in more jobs for black men. He's anti-DEI, he's anti-black. That means black men have more jobs, right? Because black has nothing to do with being a man. Women, gays, and felons, man. Shout out to dirty folks, bro. Women, gays, and felons. Black has nothing to do with being a man. Cunningham noted that many black women are searching for jobs but not finding them. He said eliminating diversity, equity, and inclusion roles and cuts in federal government jobs are key contributors. The BLS reported that federal government employment dropped by 9,000 in April and is down 26,000 since January. For black women, the numbers show that those seeking work are not finding jobs. The jobs that have traditionally been a path to stability are disappearing. Nationwide, job growth continued in healthcare, transportation and warehousing, financial activities, and social assistance. Average hourly earnings increased by 6 cents to 36.06 an hour. The employment situation for May is scheduled for release on Friday, June 6th, right? Well, there you have it. What's good for the goose is not good for the gander. And that's the way we need it to be, all right? Black men need the jobs more than black women. There it is. I said it, yes. That is the path to family and community stability. Men with jobs and women with men. It's really that simple, honestly. I don't know why we have to make things difficult. You know, can it be that it was all so simple then? The men need jobs and the women need men. That's really the simplest path. I don't know why we have to add all these initiatives and attitudes to make it complicated. That's all we really need. Let the men have jobs. Let the women find a man. And life will be simpler. But anyway, thank you guys for coming through. Just a quick show for today. We are getting out of here. Thank you so much for watching. Remember what I said. Men need jobs, women need men. That is the path to greatness. Always has been, always will be. You guys take care.
Aspiring to be patriarchs like what white men have, that isn't freedom. That isn't going to help anybody. It's certainly not going to help black people.
It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done.